I want to welcome some very special ladies to the show, starting with Yolanda Beavers. She's 55 and says she is proud of it, but ready to try some new things. Joining the conversation, our pro-aging expert and the author of Midlife Flyness. Please welcome Kendra Lendsey and Yolanda to the show.
Thank you.
So nice to have you.
So happy to be here.
Yes, I'm happy to talk about this whole concept of midlife flyness.
Yes.
And people, we should say, call you Yo Fly Auntie, because you are Yo Fly Auntie, but you're auntieing to all of us in this space as well. It's not just the younger ladies, it's seasoned women who are trying to find our way and our space.
Yeah. Say it. It's a huge transitional period. I think people don't really realize that midlife and this space in life can be just as transformational as when you were a 16-year-old.
Right.
Like there's so many changes that are going on physically, mentally, spiritually, and midlife gets such a bad rap.
Yeah, you say this is not a crisis. Stop calling it a crisis.
Stop calling it a crisis, because what you're truly doing is coming back to who you really are. Mm-hmm. So the performative parts of life, the societal aspects of it, where people are expecting you to be this, and this at a certain age.
Right.
So we're saying time out for that. Like, it is not a crisis for you to be all of who you are. Right. That is indeed fly. That's flight.
That is fly. And I like this concept of taking flight. You are not quite in a space where you're like, oh, this is just such a hard season, but there are some struggles, right?
There are some struggles.
Explain.
So I just recently retired, 30 years in education.
Congratulations, and thank you.
Yes, thank you. And so now I'm getting ready to transition into this new phase of life. And I'm so used to having structure and having a schedule. So now I want to know what it's going to look like, the retired Yolanda, the Yolanda in my 50s now. I'm getting married, I've found love at 50, and so...
And congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a whole separate show. Big check, just in terms of that, having someone to quote unquote grow old with. I say grow seasoned with, right?
Yes.
But there's still some other things career-wise that you're looking at.
I'm even looking at having a whole new career. I've gone from education to wanting to do makeup. Making women feel beautiful and empowered. And that looks totally different when you're an educator, because on an educator, you're on a clock, you wake up at a certain time, you know what you have to do, and you do it.
There's a schedule,
there's a schedule, there's a regimen. And so now I've got to get used to doing something different.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary. Yeah. But it's something that I know that I have to do.
Do you feel like there's any part of a stigma with, oh no, this is because you want to do makeup, right?
I want to do makeup.
And not that there's a stigma with makeup, but it is so different.
It is different.
How much of this whole stigmatizing of, oh, well, I shouldn't be, or I should be, stops us and gets us paralyzed? There's a part in the book where you talk about that, particularly.
And it is the performative nature of aging that people expect for you to only do this until you reach a certain point in your life. And my point of view is that I really think it's a really great time that you're not nervous, you're excited.
Yes.
Those are two different things.
Okay.
It's like, so you're excited about this next chapter, because nervous means that you don't know what you're getting ready to do. You know what you're getting ready to do. You do. You do. You just need to put it together based on what you want it to look like. Yeah. Look at you finish.
Yes, right. Read from the part where you talk about this, because I think I really locked into this, and I kind of have a feeling a lot of viewers will. I think it was on page 24.
Yes, it's on page 24 of Midlife Flyness, and it says comfort zones can become breeding grounds for stagnation. Identifying what fuels you that helps with the stagnation. It helps us to recognize when we are staying within safe boundaries and when it's time for change.
And how much of this is about getting away from what is safe? Because it feels almost irresponsible.
Right.
And we're supposed to be responsible. We're moms in some cases, grandmas, we're wives, we're, all of that. All of the things.
And you have been responsible, and you've cultivated everybody else's dreams. So now's your time. It's your time. So I'll continue reading. By confronting the fear of the unknown and embracing new challenges, we can revitalize our lives and break free from stagnation.
Have you felt stagnant? You don't sound stagnant.
I don't feel stagnant. You know, it's just like when you have a regular 9 to 5, you know what to expect. And like she said, you know, just not knowing what to expect and doing something different. And not only, you know, when you think about somebody in their 50s, you think sometimes like they have it all together.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of like, no, I don't have it together.
And
but
that
I'm
is
ready.
sometimes uncomfortable, right? Even for me to say, like, I really haven't figured it out. But why would we? We're
Why would
always
we?
growing.
But if you're always evolving, then why would you still be who you were when you were 23?
Right.
And now that you're 50.
Right. I know you had a question for Kendra
I
as
do
well.
have a question, Kendra. So, you know, at my age, at 50 and fly, there's a whole there's a whole generation out there that's on social media, and some of us are social media fluid and some of us are not. So how do
I like how you put
I
that.
promote my brand using the social media platform, even at my age, and trying to get people on board with what I have to offer?
Especially with makeup artists. Is that such a competitive
It
industry?
is a competitive industry, but I think that the first thing is that you are your brand.
Okay.
So if you show up authentically as yourself in those different spaces, people will find you. The people that you are looking for, the demographic that you're looking for, they're out there. They're waiting for you to speak to them. And so if you're talking about like your makeup and your people, when they think of makeup, they're thinking, well, I've been using the same stuff for such a long time. Well, sis, it's a really good time for a reboot.
Okay.
Let me show you how. Let me show you what I do. Is what, and it brings people to you. So you can build what you want to create, and they will come.
Kendra, one of the things I admire about how you have used this whole Yo Fly Auntie on social media is that it has brought women to a space where sometimes social media can be a little overwhelming.
Yes.
You're just putting simple bits of encouragement out there, simple tips. And this body positivity, speaking the language that we're all dealing with in our every shape and size.
Right.
It feels like that is a perfect example of how you
That's how
you
I
know
feel.
what women our age want to look like.
Right.
Exactly. And that's my niche. That's what I want to carve out, a particular niche of women that are my age, that are afraid to, you know, try a little different color lipstick. You know how sometimes we wear the same lipstick for years. I've been wearing the same makeup. Well, I want to be able to embrace their beauty because everybody has a unique beauty.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just takes a little eyeliner.
But you're just gonna have to get out there.
Get out there.
Get out
I
there
gotta
and
get out
try
there.
it.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna keep trying. Keep
Thank
talking about how we're
you.
doing this. Great advice so far. Up next, you're going to meet two really cool mothers who are trying to adjust to the challenges that come with getting seasoned, shall we call it. You'll hear what they want to do and how they want to turn up their flyness just a notch or two when we return.